I'm pleased to announce our next speaker, Mr. Abdulazziz Chammout, Value Engineer and Pre-Sales Consultant at Jaggaer. Speaking on today's topic is software solutions from Jaggaer for your digital enablement. Over to you, Mr. Abdulaziz.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this very quick brief about our solution, about Jaggaer. As you can see on screen, Jaggaer is procurement simplified. So we'll just quickly start with an introduction about the company, what we actually do, and the domain that we are active in. Jaggaer as a company is one of the biggest providers in the world for end-to-end procurement solution and supply chain management. We have offices around the globe in more than 25 offices. And the areas or the countries that we don't have offices in, we have a direct partnership with so many partners that are selling and supporting the customers after the sales, and also supporting the implementation process of the solution itself. More than 2,000 customers globally are currently using our system, and more than 5 million suppliers registered on our supplier network. We have more than 25 years in experience in business. The company was established in 1995, and basically we are in operation since then. The solution itself is specialized in providing end-to-end procurement solution for our customers, starting from the spend analytics solution, which covers the entire spend portfolio that the company has, answering 3 key questions on what I'm spending, with whom, and how much. We move into the category management part of the system to plan and categorize and work on the different aspects of demand forecast and basically spend forecast, and then the implementation of the strategy that we came up with for our specific purchase category, and then monitor the implementation and the outcome and results. Supplier management and sourcing and contracts, these are mainly focusing on the relationship between our suppliers and our organization, the entire tendering cycle and response collection online, and the entire life cycle of the contract management, starting from the initiation till the compliance and monitoring of the execution of the contract. This part of the procurement usually is named as, or part of the system is named as the S2C solution, the source to contract, which cover the strategic part of the procurement, where we look at the upstream procurement and covering the entire tendering and strategic initiatives and projects that we have. The other part of the solution is more into the execution part, where we look at the e-procurement, invoicing, and inventory management, where you manage the entire PR to PO cycle, the invoice submission, the 2-way, 3-way matching with the receipts, the inventory management, including the warehouses and locations and available stock, the back ordering function, and the direct order from the warehouse, rather than maybe issuing an external order for the supplier. This is more into the execution part, where usually sometimes these are tightly talking with your ERP to pull things such as the budget, the accounting codes, and so on, and also execute the payment of the invoice once it's approved and fully matched. The final part is related to the supply chain collaboration and the quality management for manufacturers who are active on the manufacturing side or manufacturing industry, to manage the entire supply chain cycle, starting from the raw material provider till the ready product to be shipped out to the customer. On top of that, to oversee this entire manufacturing process, we have the quality management model that will focus on enforcing global standards related to quality management on the current existing process. Being said, the system, as you can see, is a modular based. These all modules are integrated within each other and can be integrated with any third-party application to make sure that you have a seamless process as a procurement department internally. And this process is not sitting alone, it's connected and it's working with the existing IT infrastructure that you have and the solutions that you have in place to complete the entire cycle and to have collaboration from different team members. In terms of our experience and clients that we have, this gives you a very quick overview of the names, global names that we have as Jaggaer. We have more than 95 customers within the GCC countries itself that are using our solution actively. One of these, which are maybe a big name in Oman, is OQ, is using our system to manage their entire, let's say, procurement cycle. What does this slide tells us away from, let's say, the names that are on the slide? It's just demonstrate how flexible is the solution, because you will be able to see that there are different industries and different sectors that are using the same application. This is what tell you that the system is pretty much flexible to adopt to different processes that might the clients that might have, and how the solution will be able also to support whether these are in public, private sector, or whether these are customers who are having a small process or an extended process that need to be integrated with their ERP. Now, offering the system to digitize or maybe do a digital transformation for your procurement, moving from the old fashion of procurement that has been done on the ERPs or maybe done on paper-based submission and so on, is not the end of the story. So Jaggaer has came up with a journey, a full long journey to fully automate the procurement process. So we started, as I mentioned, in 1995, where we started with or redivided this journey into multiple stages, starting with the automated procurement, following that with augmented procurement. Currently, we are focusing on the intelligent procurement, and our target is to have a fully autonomous procurement for our customers and prospects in future. What does each and every one of these steps has, or what we have delivered so far, and what we are looking to deliver within the upcoming 3 years as part of our roadmap, and also beyond that. Now, to start with these 4 steps, when we talk about automated procurement, this is something that Jaggaer has delivered a long time ago, with a vision to make sure that our customers are, fully digital. Nothing is done on paper. Nothing is done off a solution. There is a solution that manages all the entire procurement processes and putting all the spend under control. And then, you don't need to do this in an old-fashioned way. After that, we moved into the next step, which is already delivered, which is the augmented procurement. And when we say augmented procurement, is just to make sure that our customer here are not only using a digital solution. This digital solution has some kind of intelligence factor within it to support the feedback and provide better insights and recommendations over the time. Things such as the smart assistant or the chatbot, where you can talk with the platform, ask the system or the smart assistant to do some actions for you, and the system will go and execute this based on the requirements or the things that you've done. Based on that, also the role-based recommendation, where you will be able to get some recommendations from the system based on the input that you received, or maybe the quotations that you received from the suppliers, whether these are related to discounts or negotiation, or are related to things such as simple as, let's say, an extension of an existing event. The third step is actually the intelligent procurement, which is something that started in 2020 and we will be running till the end of 2023. And in this specific area, we are, focusing on the system machine learning concept. The system will learn from the activities that you've done, will learn from the practices that you have implemented and what you've done within your portal, and start recommending actions based on the learning curve that the system had. This is also includes things such as, adaptability in terms of the UI itself. Our target is to allow you to do actions anywhere at any time. You don't need to log into the system to do this action. You'll be able to approve from an email. You will be able to respond to and update a document by a simple email response, as an example. We don't want you to be tied with a specific user experience or a specific interface. Embedding the robotics within the system, where the robot will be able to do some actions on your behalf. All these are things that has been partially delivered or going to be fully delivered toward the end of 2023 as part of the, let's say, intelligent procurement that we are planning. Now, the fourth and the final step is actually the autonomous procurement. And this is our actual goal, is to make sure that we are prepared for the future. Technologies are changing. IT itself is just not, if you look back 3 years, 4 years back, things are totally different. 10 years back, this is a totally different, even, a huge jump when we had all these kind of smartphones and touch screens. And we are going to go beyond that in the future. So our goal is to make sure that we are not only providing an intelligent, we are automating almost everything. Just as to make sure that as part of this, phase, the system can not only learn from your actions and adopt to these behaviors, but always use the cognitive abilities to learn and adopt new tasks and different situations, and explore the wider aspect, not only the customer data. Use the blockchain concept to support and force compliance as well within the customer platform itself. So all these are things that we are having in mind. We are planning for these, and this is the direction that we are taking in the next couple of years. Now, if we want to talk about what is being delivered so far, or what we have within the next 3 years as part of the intelligent procurement, is actually these 6 areas that you see here on the screen. We are going toward a conversational platform where the work can be done by simple text, simple commands, using an experience like Alexa or using an experience like Siri, where you tell the system what you want to purchase, what you want to do as an action, and the system will execute that, whether this is by a verbal conversation or by an actual text entry or typing that you will be able to do within or using our smart assistant. The next also part, or the next or key pillar that we are also focusing on, is the mobility of the system. We don't, as I mentioned earlier, we don't want you to be tied with a portal. We don't want you to be tied with a mobile application. We would like you to be able to take decision, take actions on spot, on email, on your mobile, via text message, as an example. This is just to make sure that, because everything now is going into, be done in a very quick speed. We want to realize ROI quickly. So we want to respond on spot. So why I will need to log in to a solution while I need to basically work on this? I just can simply respond into an email, or I can text the system and the system will do that action for me. On top of that is the recommendation engine, where the system will proactively spot some issues, spot some challenges that you might have in future, and start recommending these kind of actions, and also work on things such as early maybe recovery, or maybe delivery day prediction based on multiple factors that is being embedded within the solution. Also, augmented analytics. Our goal is to have analytics almost everywhere. Data is very important, so it should be everywhere, accessible everywhere, and on top of that, easy to read. So the system will provide me statistics, insights that I will be able to read easily. I will be able to build some actions based on this without any extra efforts that might be required. Intelligent automation, which we will have the robotics or the RPAs, or the robot will be able to do some actions. I don't need anyone now to go and read a document for me and pull the data from that document and fill it in a specific form and send it for approval. All these are things that can be automatically done by an existing robot and existing OCR capabilities to read the content and provide this kind of information and details within the system. Network intelligence, again, using the blockchain concept, using the power of data to provide insights about supplier performances, vendor data and information, etc., where you have one word in one platform. All the details are available there without any backlog and issues. So the last is as I mentioned earlier, is the actual delivery. These are currently live. Our clients are benefiting from these. The Jaggaer Smart Assistant where you can do actions by talking to a chatbot, where you can also pull some statistics and details based on the information that is available in the system from the assistant. The augmented analytics, where, as I mentioned earlier, analytics everywhere. We want to make sure that the system is more than capable to provide you with insights as needed. The Jaggaer advice, where we look at the recommendation for RFQs, the award, intelligent award navigator based on best practices, based on negotiation and so on. And also the AI-powered contract analysis, where the system will be able, using the artificial intelligence, to spot any incompliance, any risky language from the contract by one click. So the system or the robot will do the review of the first review of the contract on your behalf. And the last one is the Jaggaer Adopt. Of course, we are putting all these kind of technologies on the table and publishing these out to the market. We want to make sure that there is an actual adoption from the customers. We are not just only selling the solution. We want to make sure that the customer is using the system and benefiting from that. So we have Jaggaer Adopt, which is a service, self-service training service, interactive user guidance within the system. The system will tell you what to do if you want to do an action, and will provide also your manager or the people who are managing the platform with insights and adoption rate and behaviors for each and every user within the platform, whether this has been onboarded recently or has been using the system for a very long time. So that's it for me. That was a very quick introduction about Jaggaer. Thank you very much for your time.
Mr. Abdulaziz, thank you for your presentation. Attendees, if you all have any question, please do pass it on. There's a button there. You can press it on and ask questions, and we will pass it on to our speaker, Mr. Abdulaziz. And Mr. Abdulaziz, please do reply to them.
Thank you. Sure.